Hi everyone. Welcome to the perfume video. We're gonna go through a lot of perfumes, and I just got a new shelf so I can easily see my perfumes and pull them out. Because before I used to keep them in in the mini luggage case. So now I actually have storage for them, as you saw in my story. So let's get through them, and let's start at the beginning. We have CK1. So the story behind this is my dad gave me a bottle of CK1. This is my second bottle actually. My dad gave me my first bottle of CK1 when I was in senior high, and I daily drove it wherever I go when I was at that age. So let's get a strip right here so I can be reminded of how it smells. I will be pulling up the notes because I don't memorize some of the notes, but I can pinpoint what I can remember. So just spray this. Okay. Oof. Never gets old. Um Whoa, got be careful when talking and spraying perfume. So yeah, it's very citrusy. You get bergamot, lemon, mandarin orange, papaya, green tea, jasmine, lily of the valley, violet, nutmeg, rose, musk, and amber. So I just sprayed it, so it's predominantly citrusy right now. So yeah, I'm getting that bergamot and lemon. As it dries down, I do recognize the green tea and jasmine scent. And yeah, once it dries down, it gets very musky. So I'm just gonna leave it there. And unfortunately, this does not last long since it's an eau de toilette. But CK1 Essence is an eau de parfum. Um, it lasts longer, and yeah. Let's go to next. The one that started my fragrance journey. Here you go. This is Blue de Chanel Parfum. This is not a genuine bottle, but hey, my brother gave it to me, and I'm very thankful for that. And this is Yana's favorite perfume on me. Actually, it's been a while since I last sniffed this perfume, and been a while since I last sprayed it. So let's get a strip. Also, my cap. Okay, let's spray it. It's been a while. Still beautiful. Um, Lots of memories. I used to overspray. I used to daily that, but now I just kind of want to preserve it. So when I smelled the genuine Blue de Chanel parfum, smelled way stronger than this. It's less citrusy because when I get it here, it's more more citrusy, and when I smelt it at Rustan's for the first time with Yana, it smelled more, how do you say, more woody actually. So I think the notes aren't accurate on Parfumo. Let me go to Fragrantica, but the one in the one in Rustan's Makati, it smelled more woody and leathery. This just smells very citrusy. So let me just pull up the notes of the Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Oh yeah, that's Jungkook's perfume. Fun fact. I think it's the EDP one. I'm not too sure. So the notes are lemon zest, mint, artemisia, lavender, pineapple, geranium, green notes, sandalwood, cedar, amberwood, isoi, super, and tonka bean. I do not. I get bergamot. Okay. No, I don't get mint in this one, but I do remember it being. the real one, the genuine one. The lemon zest, bergamot, and mint, and then the pineapple there and lavender, very prominent. And as it dries down, it smelled so sweet. The one I have, it's a very linear. So yeah, I mean, what do you expect? Okay, next, this one. This is Father and Son Gentleman. Um, Let me find the notes again for this one. This is Yana's birthday gift to me, and as you can see, I dailyed it and I used it a lot. So yeah, haven't sprayed this one in a while either. So also, as much as I love this fragrance, I do not recommend Father and Son for the reason that it just doesn't. It smells good. It just doesn't perform as well. So yeah, let's see the notes. Let me find the notes. Um, where is okay, that's ooh, yeah, still nice. Okay, let's get a strip, spray it. Yeah, it's good. So in the opening, you get citrus. You get a citrus opening, and then when as it dries down, it starts to get a bit sweet. Let me pull up the exact notes. So there is sea notes, mandarin, and grapefruit, and then in the heart, you get jasmine and cedar with heliotrope. I do not know what heliotrope is, and then I'm starting to smell the vanilla and chocolate. So yeah, it's a good scent, just doesn't perform. Next is my first cotidiano scent actually because I gifted Yana um mango venom, which is inspired by um Stafford Humbert Lucas God of Fire. She gifted me this. So this is inspired by Tom Ford's tobacco vanille. That's one of her favorite scents because it reminds her of chai tea. So let me pull up the notes of tobacco vanille. Mhm. Tobacco vanille. I'm just making sure it's recording. So yeah, spray it. Also, Cotidiano is also based in Cavite, so props. Hmm. Oh yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I the first time I wore this, I got a compliment from the e-bike drive from an e-bike driver, so I'm very thankful for that. Um, yeah, so it's the top notes are tobacco leaf and spicy notes. Yeah, I do get that spice and the tobacco. And then as it dries down, it gets a bit more vanillic, tobacco vanille, and there's some cacao, tonka bean, and tobacco blossom in there. And then as it dries down, it gets a bit more fruity. So I do smell the fruitiness and the spice and the vanilla. So yeah, one of Diana's favorite scents. Next, let's see. Oh, another one of Diana's favorites is YSL Myself Le Parfum. And it's basically, as she puts it, me in a bottle. It's soft, but it's also sophisticated. So one of my favorites too, actually, along with YSL Y Le Parfum before the reformulation. So let me just pull up the notes of Myself Le Parfum. Okay, so let's get another strip. Whew. Yeah, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So the notes are white black pepper I do get that pepperiness, and I also get white pepper in CK1. So I get that very aromatic, spicy white pepper, and then as it continues to dry down, I get that orange blossom, which is one of my favorite notes. And then as it continues to dry down, you're gonna get vanilla, amber, woody notes, and patchouli. So not much to say about this. Only praise. I love it. We love it. Okay. So next, let's let's get down to my Middle Eastern fragrances. So I forgot which one. This one. So this is Hawas Cobra. So this is inspired by Louis Vuitton's Imagination. Um, I bought this debating between another dupe, but for the price and the performance, I'd say it's worth it because it's not directly imagination, but it's imagination on steroids, as I would put it. So let me pull up the notes. But I do know this has a bergamot opening. So Hawas Cobra. This is really like I used to daily this book. Now I have like a rotation. So whew, my room's gonna smell so good in a minute. So we got ginger and bergamot and tangerine. Hi everyone. So the video cut out to me talking about Hawas Cobra and the opening. So whoa. So from where we last left off, I said this had a tangerine opening, as well as cinnamon, green tea, neroli, musk, woody notes, and amber. So whenever I use this, as it begins to dry down, when it gets a bit soapy and herbal, that's the neroli and green tea coming in. And then as it continues to dry down more, we get woody notes and amber. So this video is a great this is a great excuse to smell all of my perfumes again. So let me just get so here's my tester strip. So I can't remember which order uh I did this. So I'll just yeah, I'll do it from what by order of when I got them. So next is Amber Empire, which is a dupe of Clive Christian's Blonde Amber. So that's a very expensive niche fragrance. When I asked about it on in Rustans, it's about 29K. Smelled good, can't afford 29K. Hell no. So let's get stripped. Let's see. Let's- What a good excuse to smell all of your perfumes again, you know. Anyway, let's get this. Ooh, so good. I used this the other day. It's really good. So at the top you get oriental notes of vanilla pod and liquor and some cashmere wood. And then as it begins to dry down, you get the amber empire. Ah, amber cedar wood and some sugar cane. So this interpretation is a bit sweeter than the real bond amber. So and then as it continues to dry down even further, you get tonka, sandalwood, musk, and labdanum. So yeah, really beautiful fragrance. If you don't want to spend 29,000 pesos, just get this. Really good. Right. God, my room's gonna smell hell hella good. Okay, so next we have this one. Ah, this is Vanilla Addiction by Gulf Orchid, which is a dupe of Kayali's Vanilla 28. So, um, I wanted to do an experiment to see if this would turn like purple, like Vanilla 28, but no. I do believe it got darker though, so. eh. So let me pull up the notes and then we get a strip. I'm measuring which strip to get, which lane to get. Okay. So, fun fact, I kind of wear this to bed sometimes because I don't know when to wear. I don't know whenever to wear it. Maybe when I go like to a cafe or something in the late afternoon. So, oh yeah. So again, like I preface, be careful when spraying and then talking. Okay. So this is a beautiful, easygoing vanilla. So at the top you get lavender and coconut, and then as it continues to dry down, you get the tonka bean, rose, and jasmine. I do start to pick up on the jasmine a little bit, and then as it continues further, vanilla addiction. You get this big vanilla, amber and patchouli. So it's a very easygoing vanilla scent. One of my favorites. Yeah. If you just want to have like, if you want to, if it's like December and amihan season is back, you want something to use for like an errand. That's good. So next is Kadlaj Cafe Latte. So Kadlaj Cafe Latte. So this is a coffee scent. So it's one of my go-tos when I'm going to a cafe or when I'm going to bed because I love coffee, dude. It's it's my vice in a bottle. Two of my vices in a bottle, which is perfumery and coffee. So yeah, and check out the atomizer on this, like, woo, pressurized. Yeah. So at the top you get coffee, sweet almond, and milk, and then as it continues to dry down, you get this vanilla ice cream and amber, and as it keeps on going to the dry down, vanilla, almond cream, and caramel. So I would typically describe this as a vanilla affogato when people ask me about it. So yeah, it's a very good fragrance for if you want to go to a cafe and want to smell like coffee, or if you want to go to bed and smell like coffee. A vanilla almond affogato. Also, this a dupe of Mancera's Amore Cafe. So yeah. Next, next we got uh, uh yeah, this one. This is French Avenue's Liquid Run, which is a dupe of PDM Parfums de Marly Altair. So this one like best fragrance in 2024, I think. So or was it, or I think it was Altair. I don't know. But yeah, let's get a strip. So I smelled the original Altair in Rustan's in, I forgot the name, but it's Atelier de something. It's a very, it's a fragrance store with a lot of niche perfumes. It had Nishani, it had Initio, it had Angel Killian, it had Frederick Mal, it had as Serjoff and Suspiro, and then it had, yeah, it had Parfums de Marly, and now Parfums de Marly has their own store in uh Glorieta, and I have not been there yet. So when I am able to come back there, I can't wait. So, let's see. Atomizer's cooked. Whew, yeah. One more. Yeah, just for safekeeping. Whew. So you get cinnamon, orange blossom, again, one of my favorite notes. You get cardamom and bergamot. And as it continues to dry down, you get that bourbon, vanilla, and elemi. And then drying down even further, you get praline, ambroxan, gaiac wood, and musk. So a very spicy, very sophisticated vanilla. A great dupe of Parfums de Marly Altair. I really love this one. Okay. Next we got this one. We got Atafa Kamra Kawa, which is not necessarily a dupe of anything, but it is a great vanilla cup. It has coffee, but I don't really get it. But it's a hella good vanilla scent. Do not wear this in the Philippine heat. Matter of fact, don't wear like or any Orientals in the Philippine heat. They're gonna get a bit eh. So it's best to wear them when, like, let's say you are already at school and it's cold. You can like do two sprays so you don't annoy anybody. If you really wanna go to school or in the office with perfume on already, pick a fresher or floral fragrance. So okay, let us smell Kamrakawa. I wore this to bed actually last night. Just one spray, so it's inoffensive. Okay. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Beautiful bottle. Woo. Yes, I love it. So at the top, you get cinnamon, cardamom, and ginger. So a similar opening to Altair. And then as it continues to dry down, you get this praline, candied fruits, and white flour. Then as it continues to dry down even further, you get vanilla. I get a bit of coffee, tonka bean, benzoin, and musk. So nothing much to say as it is a beautiful, beautiful vanilla fragrance. Highly recommended. If you needed like one vanilla fragrance, it's either Liquid Brun or Camera Kawa. If you get the original Camera, it smells like a boozy apple pie. So yeah. Next is, yes, Ministry of Oud Satin, which is inspired by Mason Francis Kurjon's Oud Satin Mood. Yeah, Oud Satin Mood. And it's one of Yana's favorite scents because oud reminds her of the Indian temple which she grew up nearby. So yeah, and I also like oud actually. Not many people like oud because it tends to get animalic or something. It's just it's not for everybody. You get used to it. You have to get used to it. Um, with these types of orientals and oud and especially oud fragrances. So yeah, let's spray it. Very beautiful. So you get Bulgarian rose, oud. You get the oud. You also get Turkish rose and benzoin in the middle. And then as it continues to dry down, you get violet and a little bit of vanilla. So it's a very floral and oody. So yeah, nothing much to say. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Sensational. Up next, let's go back to our Filipino brands. So this is Untamed by Symmetry Labs, which is inspired by Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum. So the reason I got this, even though there's a lot of flack on Sauvage, I mean Sauvage smells good, and I was at a phase where I didn't want people approaching me, so I wanted to like smell like whatever this stood for others, but you can wear whatever you want honestly. Like I still enjoy this scent. I use it. The dent is crazy. I daily this to school and to the gym. So yeah. So I pull up the notes of Sauvage EDT. Yeah, it's EDT Eau de Toilette. If I mentioned Eau de Parfum, my mistake. It's Eau de Toilette. But they made it into like an Eau de Parfum concentration. So yeah, props to Symmetry Labs. My room is starting to smell like Makati. um Phenomenal atomizer. So at the top, you get bergamot and then black pepper. And then as it continues to dry down, you get Sichuan pepper, lavender, pink pepper, vetiver, patchouli, geranium, and elemi. And then you get ambroxan. So the ambroxan notes makes your fragrance project more. So you get ambroxan, cedar, and labdanum. So very clean fragrance. Take it anywhere, use it anywhere. Overspray it, I don't really care. Hey, that rhymed. Yeah, still it's a good dupe because my brother owns Savage and I smelled the actual one and it smells really good. So next is Mango Eclipse by Cotidiano. This is inspired by Stephen Humbert, Luca Soleil de Jada Mango Kiss. And Mango Kiss, or sorry, this one, when it released, I told Yana we'd be like a mango duo. She'd have Mango Venom, I have Mango Eclipse. So yeah, uh, this is a very beautiful mango scent. I don't this it's good for like special occasions, vacations actually. This is a good beach scent. It's very tropical. So let's go spray. Ooh, yeah. So at the top you get mango, chamomile, and orange blossom. So two of Viana's favorite notes, mango and chamomile. And then orange blossom is my favorite note. And then in the middle you get coconut, ilang ilang, amber, and fig. And then for the base you get vanilla, iris butter, siam, benzoin, and sandalwood. So very beautiful, very tropical mango fragrance. I kind of prefer this over mango venom because it's more softer mango and smells very sophisticated. But credits to mango venom for starting the mango trend in the Philippines. Mango fragrance trend in the Philippines. Smells really good. Okay. And finally, we have Vulcan Vulcan Black Friday limited edition. So this is inspired by Vulcan, or no, this is inspired by Zerjov Tony Iommi Defied, which is a very, may I say, hard to wear fragrance. So let me pull up the notes of Vulcan Black Friday. And this is becoming one of my favorite scents, though I don't want to use it because it's limited edition and I don't know if that's real or not. But let's see. Let's see. I used this yesterday at like 5 p.m. So just two sprays because you don't want to offend other people. So whew, yes, very powerful. Okay, so at the top you get saffron, apple, which is really dominant, and cinnamon. So I get that a bit of spicy apple, and then in the middle you get this big leather note with rose. That the base notes you get patchouli, moss, musk, and papyrus. So yeah, those are all the perfumes I have. I'm just kidding. Those are not all the perfumes I had. I almost missed some because they were on the top shelf. So I have two new discoveries, two local brand named Zenin. So I have two of their perfumes, which is Aomori and Nagato. So let's start with Aomori first because this is the one I first got. So Aomori is inspired by MFK's Gentle Fluidity Silver. So this is part of my daily rotation. As you can see, the dent on this. So let's get a spray and watch the atomizer. What is that? That is crazy. Oh yeah, very good. Let me pull up the notes for Gentle Fluidity Silver. It's really good and it's also very cheap. So uh I highly recommend if you're on a budget, go with Zenin. Not sponsored or anything. They're just I think they're really good. So for the notes of um Gentle Fluidity Silver, the fragrance Aomori was inspired by Did I get the fragrance? Yeah, Aomori is inspired by gentle fluidity summer. Okay, got my sentences right. So you get juniper berries, nutmeg, bergamot, and pineapple. In the middle, you get coriander. Then the base notes, you get musk, woody notes, cedar, amber, and a bit of vanilla. But this is a very clean, almost gin and tonic like. So you can really daily this. Smells so good. Highly recommended. So next is Nagato. So I really love their naming conventions for these perfumes because they gave me a sample named Toji, my boy, and Nagato, one of the characters in Naruto. I love Naruto. Yeah, so Nagato is inspired by Parfums de Marly Pegasus. So let me pull up the notes. I have never smelled Pegasus. Um, the in person. So after I smell this, I kind of want to smell the actual Pegasus in real life when I get there. So when I get to Glorietta again in the actual Parfums and Marley store. I don't know if they have it, but hey, check out the atomizer. Hmm. So careful. Okay, so this is a fresher take on vanilla. So in the top we have heliotrope, cumin, bergamot, and pink pepper. And then in the middle you get bitter almond, lavender, and jasmine. And then as it continues to dry down, you get vanilla, sandalwood, amber, musk, and cedar. So yeah, it's a good special occasions fragrance. It's a very fresh vanilla, and I'm really a fan of that. So yeah, those are all my perfumes. And yeah, if you guys have questions about perfumes, I'd be very happy to discuss them with you guys. It's a very long video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care of yourselves.